Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I haven't posted in a while, mostly because I've just been so busy. I'm just gonna start right off and list everything that you need to know and need to know why you should need Crocs, because there are multiple reasons why you should like Crocs. I was gonna say that there can be the good and bad, because there is a good and bad about Crocs, because there's a bad to everything. And so I'm gonna show you the pros and cons and why you should like Crocs. So just to start right off, the reason why you should like Crocs is because they are comfortable. Crocs are comfortable just generally. When you first get Crocs, they're not very comfortable at all. Like, they'll be really firm because the foam hasn't, set in, it hasn't broken in, like people say when you reuse shoes. And so since it hasn't been broken in, it's real hard, but these ones have been used, and these aren't obviously my size because I sell shoes, if you didn't know. So I have just a pair of basic white Crocs right here. And I'll just show you around. Tread isn't extremely bad, but it could be better and worse. Comfort, okay. Comfort, at first, it won't be as comfortable as you think. People go crazy for Crocs comfort, but then you get disappointed when you first buy them and they're not comfortable. Just trust me, it's kind of like Birkenstocks. Like, at first, it is not very comfortable at all, or not extremely comfortable. And then you have to just keep using it, and it eventually gets super spongy and very, very comfortable. The more you use it, the more comfortable. And second thing about Crocs is versatility. Okay, now the tread might not last, which I will mention later, but they will last a long time. I've seen people wear Crocs, or I've seen images online where people have wear Crocs for 10 years and they could still use it, but the tread is super flat and worn out, but they could still use it. So it's not like it's a waste of money, throw it away, because it can still be used even though the tread is super flat. Like, I probably wouldn't wear it outside the house. I'd probably wear it in it because it might slip. That's another thing I'll mention later. The third thing is what's that word? Modularity or something like that. Okay, so this there's not a lot of people that wear it in sport mode, but if you want to go on a trail or with Crocs, I don't know why you would, but if you go on a trail, you can flip it to sport mode and have that sportiness to it. And then if you don't want sport mode, you can go to comfort mode and just slip in. And when you slip in, you can just slip in right in there and just walk your day and not have to worry about sport mode. And the fourth thing about Crocs is customizability. You can put gibbets all over the top of this Croc and display your personality, what you like, and just things that you like to put on your Croc because it looks cute or cool. So you could, but it's kind of hard. You could sandpaper down everything on your Croc and hydro dip them professionally by another person, or you can ask another person to hydro dip them. And you can also paint marker with it if you sand it down. Now, here are the pros and cons. I will list all the pros first and then the cons. The first pro is Crocs have two modes. Sport, like I said, sport, and the comfort. That's all I gotta say about it. And the second pro is that they last a while, like I said earlier. And the third pro is that they're very comfortable. The more you use them, the more comfortable. And the fourth one, if I'm not mistaken, or fourth one. I don't know. Okay, guys, now here is the cons. Okay. What? I'm doing a YouTube video, so I actually used to do it, but I stopped for a while because I was so busy, so I'm doing it now. Okay, so here are the cons, and the cons about Crocs is the most important one out of all of them. If you abuse your shoes, as in you don't care about the condition of your shoes, they won't last a year. Because what people do... I'm cutting this all out, like it's not...
Poopy butt!
I'm cutting this all out. Anyway. And what people do is they'll skid their feet on the ground like that, and then it makes it to where it cuts it. It makes it slippy right here, and then this material right here in the corner won't last a while at all, and it'll cut right here, and then it'll lift up, and then it'll ruin your Crocs and just make a whole rip in front of it like that. The second con is that the tread will not last, and I was going to mention that in the last con. Like this one, the tread, these actually are in great condition, but they're like in really good condition except for the bottom, because they're not extremely good, because there's like barely any wear tread right here. The tread will not last a while. Like I've seen people, like the person that said that their Crocs have been worn for 10 years, they may have worn it like gently, but slowly it just become flat. And there isn't really anything to do when it's flat. I've seen people heat up a knife and they just make little slits in it, but I wouldn't try that at home. That's kind of dangerous. Once they get flat, they get very slippery. The fourth con is that once they get really flat, they get slippery. Another fifth con is that if you like to sit crisscross applesauce, or like just like to slant your Crocs on the side of the ground, the strap right here will wear off, but most importantly, this button right here will scratched off, and then eventually it'll just be all black button, and you won't know if it's the real Crocs or not. Fifth con is that creasing will be very, very prevalent with Crocs, because like it's all foam, so it's like you can see the creases in it, like it's very, very, very visible. And another sixth con is that very rarely I see this. I don't ever see this really happening at all, but this little slit right here will eventually rip, and then it'll rip through right down to the bottom. And I see that occasionally, but it's kind of rare. I'll honorably mention the ones on the Crocs website that they said. So Crocs are number 1, comfortable. Number 2, waterproof. Number 3, breathable. Number 4, odorless. And number 5, resilient. And there are so many colors. There's like the color of rainbow, like the colors of rainbow for different colors of Crocs. There's multiple colors of Crocs, multiple combinations. And so that's all, really. There's just those are the reasons why you should have Crocs, or why not you should have Crocs, or why you shouldn't have Crocs. So this is the white classic clog, and that's all I gotta say for now.